Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is George Kingori and I'm your online finance guy who speaks about things finance so you can be able to save, invest and grow in your financial journey. And today I'm doing a special on a new series that I've started, which is a financial clinic on the questions that come in my social media that could be able to help you grow in your financial journey. And today we are going to take a question that asks, how much should I invest in a car since I earn 150,000 shillings, that is at $1,500 in Kenya, and I pay 20,000 shillings or $200 in rent? So how much car should I buy? Ladies and gentlemen, I could give you two possible options that you could be able to do, but all are hinged on the same principles. If you are going to buy a car, I would ask you to buy a car in cash. Yes, buy a car in cash. Do not take a loan or any form of financing to buy a loan, especially if you come from Kenya, where the interest rate on acquiring a car is more than 14%. So 14% is the cheapest possible. Or if you take a SACCO loan is a savings and credit organization where people contribute savings and can be able to guarantee each other and acquire loans based on their savings, and comes for around 12%. So if the interest rate you're looking at is 12%, at least if you have savings in a savings account, a savings and cooperative organization, or 14% if you are taking a bank loan, or as high as 20% if you're looking for car financing from the people who have cards, then it is too expensive to go the loan way. However, if you are able to get interest of say 2%, if you live in Europe or the USA, if you're able to get financing of say 2%, then to some extent it makes financial sense because you will not pay too much in interest for acquiring the same car. So how much car then should you buy? So I've said buy in cash. So how much car should you be able to buy? My rule of thumb, if you are the kind of person who is highly financially intelligent, or you're the kind of person who makes very wise financial decisions, then I would ask you to do this. Look at how much you save per month. Then take the amount of money that you are able to save on a monthly basis and save for 6 months. So the amount that you have is what you buy the car with. So, for example, if you are able to save 100,000, for example, if you're able to save 100,000 or $1,000, then 6 months or 6 times that amount. So because you are saving for 6 months, so after 6 months you'll be having 600,000 Kenya shillings or $6,000. That is the car you need to buy because you have saved for it for 6 months and you have paid for it. And because it is an amount you have been able to pay for in 6 months, then you can reasonably be able to meet its operating expenses and its maintenance expenses and its insurance cost, which in Kenya comes to around 4% to the value of the car if you're going to take a comprehensive insurance cover. So this is money you can be able to cover even after buying the car. That is the most reasonable solution I can give you. However, if you desire to have a much more luxurious car, then you can choose to take that savings for at least a year. However, there is a disclaimer on that because when you save for a year for a car, you are having the opportunity costs of losing the investment that you would otherwise take, invest in investments that are going to generate income for you. Remember, a car isn't a depreciating asset. Actually, because it is too depreciating and it is costing you money value every other day, it is actually a kind of asset that we would even consider not really being an asset if you were to look it from a strict point of view. So if you stay for too long, saving for too long for a car, then you lose the opportunity that you could otherwise be investing and generating income from the money that you are saving. Because remember, you are putting it aside and not investing in things that would give you money. So ladies and gentlemen, that second option is if you are to save for a year, and if you are to be able to save the 100,000 for a year, that is 12 months, and you could be able to buy a car for 1.2 million Kenya shillings or $12,000. So that is the second option. However, if you're going to keep money aside for a longer period of time, I would suggest that you put it in a convertible investment, an investment that you can be able to sell off, say within 2 days, and be able to get the money plus any interest that it has generated, and then go on to sell the car. Don't keep the money in cash form at your bank, because remember, the bank is making money from your money and paying you peanuts, if at all anything, for your money. So ensure that you put that money in, say, shares, or if shares are not too risky for you, could do a money market fund or an ETF or some form of investment, or a corporate bond or a government bond, but an investment that is going to give you the money plus interest in the 1 year, so that you are saving for the car and yet you are still earning some interest as you go. So the opportunity cost of not generating any money is not there. So those are the two possible ways that I look that you could be able to buy the car. However, the second option, which is saving and investing for a whole year, again, you buy a much more higher value car, meaning that the interest charges will be higher, the maintenance charges will be higher, and because the car will most likely have a bigger engine, the fuel costs might be higher. So maybe you need to also consider, is it something that you want to pursue? Remember, I do not speak and advise from a point of misinformation. These are things that I have done. In fact, our first car we bought with 6 months of savings. So this is something that can be done. It just forces you to invest a little bit more and push yourself a little bit more if you want a car that is a little bit better. So you could take it as an investment and saving challenge that could help you to galvanize more funds towards your investment. And because remember, here is a trick. I'll give you a parting shot. If you have forced yourself to save and invest around 60% of your income, then you could just do a little bit of adjustment to cover for the fuel and the insurance and the additional costs of ownership of the car, and say do now 50% towards your investments. Yeah, that is a hack that you could be able to pursue, because now you have been able to force yourself to save for a car. Then you could again continue with the same trend, because you're already used to living a minimalist life. You'd continue with the trend and invest now, not now the 60% to 50%. If you are saving 40%, you can adjust again to say 30% to go towards your investment. So that even as you gain the car, and even as it loses the value, and even as you use it and increase your expenses, your investments are continuously growing. So thank you for coming to the channel and giving me 8 minutes of your time. Your time is indeed precious. So remember to subscribe to the channel, to leave a like on this video, and comment below for anything that you need to cover in the next financial clinic. So thank you and enjoy your day.